Monday, 7 March, The Gap News This Morning, podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah. Good morning. First, the headlines. Malaysia sees another record of COVID-19 cases at 33,406 midnight Saturday. Sinovac vaccine for 5 to 11 age group available from today. Soaring oil prices give government room to continue fuel subsidies, says Mustafa. Malaysian-born scientist in UK dies in cycling crash. Putin says sanctions over Ukraine are like a declaration of war. Civilians killed as they flee destroyed town near Kiev. Zara, PayPal and Samsung suspend business in Russia over Ukraine invasion. And swimming, Ho Yan bags 2 more gold medals, outpaces Wilson again. And now the news in full. Malaysia inches to another record high daily COVID-19 caseload, logging nearly 200 more cases than the day before, with 33,406 infections, according to COVID Now data as of midnight Saturday. This also brings the national cumulative total to 3,595,172. The 67 new reported deaths also brings the total to 33,173. And of the new fatalities, 23 were classified as brought-in dead. The Health Ministry also recorded 11 fresh clusters, mainly workplace-related at 5, followed by 3 high-risk groups, 2 education and 1 detention center. The coronavirus continues to surge in Penang as the state logged an increase in cases to 2,621 and 3 new clusters. Consistently topping the daily caseload is Selangor as it inches closer to the 10,000 mark with 9,651 fresh infections while logging another 3 clusters. Coming behind Selangor in the daily caseload is Kuala Lumpur with 3,603 infections, followed by Kedah 2,946, Johor 2,713 and Penang 2,621. Malaysia has recorded another 6,196 active cases, bringing the total to 311,206 patients, of which 298,532 are under home quarantine, 3,588 in low-risk treatment and quarantine centers, 8,715 hospitalized, while 145 are in need of intensive care and 226 with ventilators. The Health Ministry will be offering the Sinovac vaccine to children at selected vaccination centres, PPVs, starting today. Deputy Health Minister Nur Azmi Ghazali said children who cannot receive the Pfizer vaccine due to health reasons will instead be offered Sinovac. He added that parents will also be given the option to get the Sinovac vaccine for their children if they do not wish for them to be given the Pfizer vaccine. Starting today, the Health Ministry will start offering the Sinovac vaccine at selected PPVs, and parents can check the list of names and operating hours of these PPVs that offer the vaccine through walk-in on the Ministry's and HCOP's website. 2 doses of the Sinovac vaccine will be administered at a 4-week interval in order to obtain fully vaccinated status, he said in a statement. The soaring world crude oil prices currently gives some room to the government to continue providing fuel subsidies, says Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Economy, Datuk Sri Mustafa Mohamad. However, he acknowledged that the price hikes due to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine will also see a rise in prices of other goods, especially imported items such as wheat and corn. Malaysian-born scientist Dr. Ling Felsi has been described as selfless and caring by her family and friends after a cycling crash in the United Kingdom that took her life on Tuesday. Ling had been working on the research of the details of the immune response against COVID-19 and cancer. The husband of 8 years, James Felsi, told the BBC that his wife was the light of our family and are devastated to lose her at such a young age. She was reported to have died at the junction of St. Clement's Street and the Plain in Oxford on Tuesday afternoon, and the driver involved had appeared in court on Thursday. The driver, identified as 39-year-old Robert Withing, was charged with causing death by careless driving while unfit through drugs and driving unlicensed and without insurance. He will appear in court on March 28. Ling had moved to Oxford in 2005 and completed a doctorate at Oxford University's Clinical Pharmacology Department, as well as represented a university in rugby union and league. She leaves behind 2 children, aged 3 and 5. Russian President Vladimir Putin has described sanctions imposed by Western nations over his invasion of Ukraine as akin to a declaration of war. Mr. Putin also warned that any attempt to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine would be seen as participation in the armed conflict. At least 3 people, a mother and 2 children, have been killed in mortar fire as residents fled the town of Irpin near Kiev. People have been fleeing across a destroyed bridge that was blown up by Ukrainian forces to prevent a Russian advance on the capital. The global nuclear watchdog says it's very concerned by reports that a nuclear plant is under the orders of the Russian commander whose forces seized it. The International Agency for Atomic Energy's head, Rafael Grossi, says it's vital to safety that staff can work free of undue pressure. A fresh bid to evacuate civilians from the southern city of Mariupol failed. The city council blamed Russian shelling. The Red Cross said Russia and Ukraine had failed to agree the details of how an evacuation would work. Russian forces are targeting populated areas in several cities, according to the UK government. More than 1.5 million people have now fled Ukraine into neighboring countries, the United Nations says. Russia's military action will not stop until Moscow's demands are met, Vladimir Putin says. Zara, PayPal, and Samsung are the latest international firms to suspend trading in Russia after it invaded Ukraine. The clothes retailer's owner, Inditex, will shut all 502 stores of its 8 brands, including Bershka, Stradivarius, and Oysho from Sunday. Payment giant PayPal cited violent military aggression in Ukraine as the reason to shut down its services. Samsung, Russia's top supplier of smartphones, is suspending shipments over geopolitical developments. Other global brands including Apple, H&M, and IKEA have already stopped selling in Russia. And now for some sports news. Young national swimmer Qiu Ho-yen continued his sterling performance by adding another 2 gold medals on the 4th day of the 64th Malaysia Open Swimming Championships Sunday. Ho-yen started the day by clinching the men's 200 meters freestyle gold in 1 minute 48.77 seconds at the National Aquatic Centre in Bukit Jalil. Representing Kuala Lumpur in the event, he outpaced national Olympian Welsam Sim of Sarawak, who took the silver in 1 minute 50.07 seconds. Arvind Sean Singh Shahal of Terengganu clocked 1 minute 52.14 seconds for the bronze medal. Ho-yen and Wilson have qualified for the Hanoi SEA Games in Category B after recording under 1 minute 52.01 seconds set by the Malaysian Swimming Federation. Ho-yen continued to prove his mettle when he joined the Kuala Lumpur men's 4x100 meters freestyle relay quartet with QZ Yen, Gabriel Francis McCartan, and Yap Min Shun to grab the gold in 3 minutes 30.16 seconds. To end the bulletin, here are the headlines again. Malaysia sees another record of COVID-19 cases at 33,406 midnight Saturday. Sinovac vaccine for 5-11 age group available from today. Soaring oil prices gives government room to continue fuel subsidies, says Mustafa. Malaysian-born scientist in UK dies in cycling crash. Putin says sanctions over Ukraine are like a declaration of war. Civilians killed as they flee destroyed town near Kiev. Zara, PayPal, and Samsung suspend business in Russia over Ukraine invasion. And swimming, Ho-yen backs 2 more gold medals, outpaces Wilson again. This has been the Gap News this morning, Monday, 7th March, with reports from Free Malaysia Today, The Vibes, and the BBC World Service. The Gap News is also available on the internet news portal Melaka Hari Ini. We hope you found the bulletin informative. We certainly welcome hearing from you. If you do have the opportunity, please do write in. We would certainly love to hear from you. Podcasting live from Kuala Lumpur, I'm Ghazali Abdullah.